These folks in the Circle City, they love their Colts, and they have packed the house tonight as we welcome you to Lucas Oil Stadium in downtown Indianapolis. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Indianapolis Colts. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. First time with Clyde Edwards-Helaire. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Not the kind of gain that will go absolutely crazy for, but it's the kind of gain that you need to have when you're running back in the NFL. And Clyde Edwards-Helaire, with that low center of gravity and strength, he's going to get those tough, gritty yards for you when necessary.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Quick throw completed by Watson. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. 12 yards there and a first down. Zero hesitation that time. That was get ball, throw ball.
Yeah, it turned into a smoke route. If you see the coverage off the receiver, doesn't matter whether you call it a run or not. Just take the ball, get it out to him.
Now a carry for Edwards-Helaire. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. On the RPO, that's complete right side. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. Good work after the catch. Going to net him 23 and a first.
First down, Chiefs.
Out of the gun, Watson. Complete. The tight end, Kelsey. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Another first down as he went right back to the same well, this time for 17 yards. To throw is Watson. They'll set up the screen to Edwards-Helaire. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. Despite the completion, they're going to wind up losing 3 there. 2nd down. On 2nd down, here's the option. A quick throw complete into the flat out left. This will be a short gain of 3 before he's brought down at the 22. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
3rd down.
To the air yet again, Watson. To the right side, it's Kelsey. And they'll get to him short of the first down at about the 16. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th.
Brings up 4th down.
Butker's kick here is good. And the Chiefs are out to a 3-0 lead. So the opening drive does yield points. Maybe not the 7 they wanted, but they'll take the 3.
Accumulating first downs does not go up on the scoreboard. but it does go into the DNA of a team that's trying to establish itself to start a game. That has to feel pretty good for them. They'll take the 3.
Yeah, they had 3 first downs and 3 points. Now the first carry for Marlon Mack. And he's going to have just a couple here with a marker on the field as well. Whistle against a big right tackle.
You'd think being able to fire out and block, it'd be a lot easier to not commit a holding penalty, but it's tough to keep those guys right in front, isn't it?
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Flush to his right. They'll find Taylor, that's complete. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. Just like that, a pickup of 20 on their first play from scrimmage.
37-yard line.
One play has him to the 37 here for 1st and 10. They'll run. This is Jonathan Taylor. He's got a first down and then some in midfield. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. 15 more yards there and quickly another first down.
1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. He'll look to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And I think the Chiefs have it. They do. Every week we hear talk about create turnovers. In particular, they wanted to force some fumbles. They got one right there.
And it shows you how the game has changed over time. It used to be good enough for a guy to get a sack of a quarterback in the pocket. Now, if you come to the sidelines and you didn't knock the ball free, your coaches are upset with you. All right? So if you're a quarterback, it starts all the way back in the youth leagues. Take care of the ball, take care of the ball, take care of the ball, because here come the defenders.
Back at the 43-yard line.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. A shotgun snap for Watson. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. The turnover put them in great field position. They don't want to squander it with 3rd down coming up.
No, not at all. And you know what else you do? You make your defense mad.
Yeah.
They got you the football, gave you a great opportunity. You got to cash in and get some points.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. They'll find Clyde Edwards-Helaire. And they'll get him down at the 34, and he's going to be short of the first by a few yards. They pick up 10, but it'll still lead to a 4th down. And for the 2nd time tonight, this field goal unit comes out here. On the left hash, officially, it's called a 51-yard attempt.
A 51-yard attempt.
This is right down the middle as he puts it through. And that'll make it 6-0 here in the first. So they recovered the fumble, but ultimately could not take advantage of the short field.
Definitely a lost opportunity right there. I mean, they were in prime position to put 6 on the board. Ended up settling for 3.
Made at the 25-yard line. The Colts take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Indy offense at the line and set to go. And last time they coughed it up, led to a field goal. They're fortunate that it only led to a field goal, but still, they're not happy about it.
Could you sense the relief, though, when they only gave up the field goal and they were able to trot back out on the field and start this drive? A little more pep in their step because they didn't cost their team a touchdown, but they know they've got to do it a lot better than they did on the last possession.
The coach will just be relieved, though, if they recoup with a score here, right?
I think the coach would be ecstatic to see them pick themselves back up and now take it downfield and punch in the end zone without turning it over.
2nd and 6. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. It's a pickup of 17 and a first down. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is, because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
1st and 10, Taylor now. And very little running room there. He did get a couple up to the 49.
He was brought down.
Now that's a mountain of a man that just made that stop, isn't it? But he's more than that. This guy's nimble and quick. More than a space eater. He just made a great play there.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Here's Taylor. And he'll take it across the 50 and into Chief territory.
He's across midfield.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Back to throw. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked up by Trevarius Ward. And he'll return this ball across midfield to the 47-yard line. He's had a fantastic rookie season, made a lot of lovely throws, but that wasn't one of them.
Well, we got to give him one, don't we? I mean, with the year he's having, a lot easier for he and his teammates to accept that throw, because for the most part, what they've seen, it's been pretty sensational.
A good run there on first down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
From the 39, Watson steps away to his left. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here, he throws it away, and now it's 3rd.
So I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free.
Yeah, look to fight another down, right?
And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough. Well, they gave themselves options there on the 3rd down play, and were able to convert on that RPO.
Shows a lot of trust with the guy taking the snap, doesn't it? Because you're counting on him to make the right reads and give the ball where it's supposed to go. And he did on that play.
And they run the option here on 1st and 10. And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
Here's Edwards-Helaire. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down. A lot of ground to cover. 2nd and 22. From the gun, here's Watson. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So that one a hold right guard. And you understand why offensive and defensive linemen probably go to martial arts schools and work on their hands so often, because that can be the make or break difference on a play. This time he had to grab a jersey in order to make the play happen. Got caught for the penalty. And he will be brought down at about the 43 that time. Give him 2 on the run. They need a lot more than that coming up here on 3rd down.
2 yards. And it's 3rd down.
Operating from the gun. Watson. Quick hitter here. It's complete. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down. So on 4th down, here's Sam Cook to punt it away. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL. He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. It'll be just an 18-yard punt. And the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10.
At their own 43-yard line.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. To this point, the results have not been good. 2 possessions, 2 turnovers.
And that's obviously something that can't continue, but to go a little bit deeper on that one, I would think about some play calls now, not even necessarily to my best player, but to someone I can trust with the ball. Try and get things settled down a little bit.
44-yard line.
Well, it's hard to have vision as a runner and find a hole when there's nothing but defenders in your way. They stacked that one up really well. But give him credit. Instead of trying to bounce it out and turn it into a big play, which might have turned into a big loss, kind of just took his medicine there and took the 1 yard.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
Heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 33. And they finally put it into this return, but not before he's all the way down to the 37. Second interception for him now here in this first half. And you got to think he's a rookie, Charles. How much does confidence start to become a factor?
I think that's a great question because that's what they're going to check on when he gets to the sidelines. The coach is going to check on, his teammates are going to check on it, because when you haven't done it before, it's not something that's part of you. You got to see how you're going to react. Let's see how he bounces back.
Yeah, because 2 interceptions for him in college and a half. I mean, that just didn't happen. Now a throw here to his running back. Gave a glimpse of his power that time. And then brought down at the 30.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
The Chiefs now going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half. Edwards-Helaire, they'll try to run for it.
So it's pretty simple, partner. You pick up a turnover, set you up in excellent field position. The last thing you want to do is go 3 and out in this spot.
Yeah, they would have to settle for a field goal attempt, but now they keep those touchdown hopes alive. Now another timeout called for by the offense as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. The kicker fest so far, all points via field goals. They're hoping to change that right here. They'll try to run with Edwards-Helaire. And he takes this into the end zone for the Chiefs touchdown. Clyde Edwards-Helaire as the first half is winding down. And the Chiefs add on to their lead.
And that's certainly an important score right there because they gave themselves a 2-score cushion heading towards halftime. Now you got to force the other team out of their comfort zone, and it changes the way you approach the second half as well. How you want to do things on offense, and your defense feels much better too, having that lead.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Indy offense at the line and set to go. We're under 20 seconds to go in the half. I'm guessing the wise play here is be safe.
And that is the wise play, because if you think about trying to fool them here, here's what you're facing. You're facing a loosened up secondary, playing a lot deeper than normal. So even if you run some type of misdirection, you're only going to fool them for a second or so. And guess what? They're so deep, they're really not going to be out of position. Take the knee, get to the locker room.
He's going to keep it again. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. Now this time he'll look to throw. That's complete to Jonathan Taylor out of the backfield. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. That'll be a pickup of 29 yards there. And it'll give him a fresh set of downs. And now we'll get a late timeout as it comes in the waning moments of quarter number 2.
Field goal, a 48-yard attempt.
And this one is right down Broadway. So we're at halftime here on Christmas Eve. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. The Colts getting the football first, and they trail here as we are back underway in quarter number 3. Taken in the end zone. And he will not bring it out. It's a touchback. Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. They're in a 13-3 hole here now as they come up on first down. A nice looking play to start the drive down the middle and complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. Fresh out of the locker room, they hit him with a gain of over 20. So one play and they're already just shy of midfield. They'll run it here on the jet sweep. That'll be a pickup of 10 as they try to recover from this 10-point deficit.
Down by Denzel Ward. 10 yards on the...
So not quite a first down just yet as they come up on second and less than a yard. They'll run with Taylor. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. That's out to the left, flat and complete. The 20, and he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Cameron Batson, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Colts have got it back to a one-score game. And he's able to put it through.
Makes the score. Chiefs 13, Colts 10. Tucker McCann set to kick off.
McCann's got it teed up. And a fair catch signal for and taken successfully.
The Chiefs take over 1st and 10 at their own 25.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. Pretty important third quarter drive for them. Momentum has sort of shifted the other direction after that last touchdown as they nurse this small lead. Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
This has certainly been a physical game so far. Limited scoring opportunities for both sides. And there's another chance that goes unfulfilled.
Back to the air. Watson on 2nd down. Flushed out right. Now he'll let it go deep right side. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, Defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of him, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
An important play right here, 3rd and 10.
And I would expect pressure here.
Throwing on 3rd down, Watson escaping the pressure right. And he'll be forced out of bounds shy of the line of scrimmage, so that'll be credited as a sack. That'll back him up 2 yards and also bring up 4th. Here's Sam Cook now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. Very good kick there, but 15 yards on the return. And the Colts are set up well as they take over 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. They'll run on 1st down. It's Taylor. Number calling a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back down and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
Now this window is running back out of the backfield. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. 12 yards there and a 1st down.
But one of the ways the quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
They'll run it here. This is Marlon Mack. Down to the 30 after a gain of 3.
25.
I have to think a major focus at the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the 2nd level. That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it can turn into a big gain downfield. But what a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to mix some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
So good kick there to polish off the drive with 3 points.
Yeah, coaches always talk about finishing the drive with a kick. 2 of them give you points, either an extra point or in this case, a field goal.
All square now at 13 all as he sends this one away.
25-yard line. The Chiefs take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of 1st downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. They'll run here with Edwards-Helaire. And no room that time, getting it to about the 46. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe it'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
That one brought back a few nightmares because when a quarterback gets outside of the pocket, your job as a defensive back, make sure you stay as deep as the deepest receiver and not let anyone leak behind you for a big play. A nice job there having discipline and not letting them connect on that pass.
7 yards on the play, and that's going to make it 4th down.
But it's 4th down.
Here's Sam Cook now as he's on to punt for Kansas City. Ball hits at the 7, but bounds into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback.
20-yard line.
The Indy offense at the line and set to go. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. Just, I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. They run with Taylor. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27. A lot of running backs, a little bit of a disadvantage when you start talking MVP. Might not be the case this year. You think he's got a shot, don't you?
I do. I think he's got more than a shot. But what he's going to need here down the stretch this late in the season, he needs that big closing game, that game that we're all going to reflect on and go, oh, my goodness, did he put up a number, let's say, 200 plus?
1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Colts on 3rd down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This time it's 3rd and 3. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Eluding the pressure right. And he's able to get it to the 31, and that's enough for the first. 4 yards there as they let him out of the pocket, and he got enough for the first. Well, we had a number of good games in the afternoon sessions, but this Sunday nighter might top them all. So we come up here on 1st and 10. They give to Taylor out of the gun. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. That one for Indianapolis, resulting in 15 yards and a fresh set of downs. I tell you, they didn't give it to him much through the first 3 quarters, but when they have, he's been efficient. Maybe they ride him more here down the stretch.
Yeah, not sure it was actually in the game plan for him to have as few carries as he has, but it might play out really well for them now. As you noted, if they want to ride him down the stretch, he should have fresh legs.
And he'll take it across the 50 and into Chief territory. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Now Taylor. And he'll take this close to a 1st down at the Chiefs' 42. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football. In that situation, that's almost a tendency breaker.
Back to Taylor on 1st down. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
On 2nd down, here's a run with Mack. And he'll take this one down to the 36. The ball carrier.
This is what happens sometimes when you abandon the running game. It's hard to get back to it because once guys get out of that mentality of firing out and hitting people, hard to get them started again occasionally.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, You see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
That's to his running back, complete. And now this is going to be close. The defense says they stopped him, and they did. Boy, an incredibly aggressive move to go for it there. Game-tied fourth quarter. You got to be surprised.
I am, and I know that we're in a new era of football where we look at the analytics sometimes, and a lot of the time, the analytics tell you to go for it, right? But do the analytics take into account game situation, where we are, all those things? In this situation, I thought it was an incredibly aggressive play.
It didn't work out, and again, tie game fourth quarter makes this thing a little bit more interesting. Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Watson on the run. He'll let this go deep right side. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
Absolutely no disguise on that one. They just went for it. Put him out there and said, go deep. Let's try and hit him. Unfortunately, to no avail.
Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. From the gun, Watson, flush to his right. And that is incomplete.
And that's one of those plays where it's hard to keep 2 eyes on the football when you know the contact's coming, let alone getting 2 hands around it, hugging it to your body, and absorbing the hit, even for those big tight ends who you would think could absorb that contact.
On the return, it's Rodgers. Found good room to run there. Returns at 14 yards. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs.
42-yard line.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. Excellent job by their defense to force the punt and provide them with this opportunity. All tied. And he's taken down. A Chiefs sack. Frank Clark. It'll go as a loss of about 8 as he gets in there to drop him. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Dancing to his left. Now he'll pull it down. He took the hit one-handed on the ground. That's a good chunk of yardage. It's going to be canceled out.
We always talk about hidden yardage in a game. That's going to count as that because now it doesn't go on the books, but now they have to make that up again, don't they?
Flag comes in. This might be a free play. Looking deep for Hilton. He's got a man. Complete. And out across midfield down to the 45. They knew they had the free play after the penalty. They get great yardage so they can decline that penalty.
And one of the things we've seen develop more and more in recent years are teams seeing that penalty occur and still taking the big...
And now off to the races down the right side. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Jonathan Taylor with touchdown number 23 here on the year. And the Colts have taken the lead.
Hey, that score deserves our respect, deserves our excitement. But I'm looking at the clock and I'm thinking there's a long way to go in this one.
Ideally, they would have liked to milk a little bit more time off. Now on the other sideline, you start to get the crew together and say, this is what we practiced the 2-minute drill for, right?
Yeah, you hope you've been in that situation before, and if you haven't, you just have the confidence, hey, let's go down there and get this thing done. But boy, that's a big score right there to give them the advantage.
5-yard line.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit, he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm. A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Now Watson. Going right side here, and that's That's complete. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. Boy, a pair of big plays here. This one going for 29. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. And, oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by Malik Hooker. And he's got daylight. It's a foot race. And he will bring it back. An interception return for a Colts TD. A little bit of a backbreaker right there. You're down close, one-score game, trying to push the ball down the field and score, and you throw a pick six.
And sometimes you take a little bit of a gamble when you're making your throws, right? Sometimes you press it a little bit more than maybe you wanted to because you want that score so badly. In this case, it cost them.
Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And the lead now up to 14.
Fair catch made at the 25-yard line. The Chiefs take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. They have a little bit of time left here, but this one not going to go their way.
And this is where, in this situation for me, you just go ahead and run out the clock, shake hands, congratulations, and move on. Because now, you're not going to make up for what's happened during the game in this last sequence.
We'll see what they do here in this last sequence.
29-yard line.
So this one winds up an Indianapolis victory, and they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half that put this one on ice.
And I know a lot of people watching this one were thinking to themselves, I bet halftime was really interesting. Probably took the paint off the wall.